I work.
Stand up and turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
I wasn't.
Stop moving your hands. You are going to jail tonight.
You just got off of working a full dedicated shift. You're looking forward to going home, enjoying some nice, peace, quiet time. You're waiting on your ride. You just called an Uber or a Lyft. You're waiting outside your place of employment. Now, unfortunately, time of day, it's nighttime. When you then interact with an officer who unfortunately demonstrates serious, aggressive rage, what do you do in that situation? Do you comply? Do you defend and exercise your legal rights? Unfortunately, in the next video that we're about to dissect, this young man engaged in a course of action that led him to be fully arrested for what I believe to be a complete nonsense of an allegation. Let's take a close look that I'm about to make sure that I also educate you on what exactly the law is, at least here in the state of Texas.
What's going on with you? ID card. Something with your name on it. 6K93 Central?
That's my ride. I'm gonna go ahead and go.
No, you're not. Can you start me another unit, please?
I didn't break any laws. I didn't break any laws, sir. So.
Stop, dude. You can make an emergency, please. I got one resisting.
Sir, I work here, sir. I just got off work. You don't believe me?
Dude, you're gonna get tased.
Okay, I work here.
Turn around.
Now, as a criminal defense lawyer, I have quite a bit of things to say here in terms of what exactly is what I would do in that situation, what I would advise our clients to do in that situation. You have to back up and really look at a couple of things here. Number one, you're getting off of work. You may have this understanding, hey, look, I have not done anything illegal. I don't have anything to hide. Now, keep this in mind. You're at a location where it's a business center. And that business center, it appears that it has already shut down. There's no longer any vehicles in the parking lot. It's nighttime. And potentially, for all we know, this officer may have either encountered you sitting outside a place of business that appears to be shut down, or somebody calls and says, hey, wait a second, officer, I see somebody out there loitering, potentially getting ready to cause some type of issue or commit a crime. These are all things that you have to understand and really think about before you make a decision as to what kind of course of action you're going to engage in. Now, once again, I'm a defense lawyer, and I'm also looking at, well, what exactly did our client did wrong? So far, nothing. In the state of Texas, failure to ID may be something that you may be thinking of. Well, the officer asked him, he didn't provide his ID. But that's not a crime. The crime would have been the officer lawfully arrested the person, asked for the specific ID, and the person failed to then ID. That would be the crime. Here, there's no arrest that's taken place, right? There's only this understanding that, hey, give me your ID. He's now taken it to the level where he's taken out a taser gun, and he's actually pointing it at this young man. Why, officer? He has not taken out any type of object. He hasn't threatened you. He hasn't verbally informed you that he's going to do some type of act. None of it. So on my criminal defense perspective, I think there's a situation where the officer is clearly in the wrong. This person has not done anything illegal up to this point. But simultaneously, looking at it in common sense perspective, why engage in this course of action when you could have clearly said, hey, officer, I just exited. I just got off of my working hard shift. Here's my information. Officer verifies, you goes, both of you guys go on your way. You go home, enjoy some nice dinner. Officer continues patrolling the streets, trying to keep the community safe. This is a situation where you have to make sure that you ask yourself, where do I want to take this? But simultaneously, I know my rights. I want to exercise them respectfully and courteously. Let's continue looking at see what happens here.
I work.
Stand up and turn around.
Okay, I work here, sir.
Put your hands behind your back. Don't move. don't move. If you move, there's a canine in my car. You're gonna get dog bit.
I wasn't.
Stop moving your hands!
Now, at this point in this video, this officer has made the decision to officially place this young man in handcuffs. Now, under the law, it could be argued in two different ways. Number one, could be a situation where the officer says, I'm simply detaining this individual so as to allow me the opportunity to go ahead and continue my investigation in a manner and in a way where I can assure myself that this person does not have any type of objects that can potentially cause me harm or anybody else that's around any type of harm. Or the second avenue could be, at this point, I have officially arrested this person for some type of reason that the officer needs to have lawfully. Now, this is where defense lawyers can step in and start looking at the totality of the circumstances to determine, is this in fact a lawful arrest? Let's check this out.
Who is that? Is that person related to you?
No, that's my lift. Can you just let them know that it's $40.
I asked, okay, I pull up. Let's recap everything.
All right.
So I pull up, I see you sitting there, and then all of a sudden I'm pulling up, you're hiding behind the pillars of a closed business. How's that look, dude?
Well, you said hiding. I just got up
Dude,
and took a walk.
but just look from it's a closed business.
Right.
I pull up, you're hiding behind the pillars. It looks strange. Does that look weird? Does that sound weird to you?
Well, you said
And then
hiding.
listen,
Okay.
and then I tell you you're detained.
Yeah.
And you're telling me you're gonna leave.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I understand.
Then you were resisting.
Okay. I apologize. You said hiding. I just got up and put my hoodie on. That's all I did.
Do you really work here?
I swear to God, I work here. But what time is it? Can you tell me what time it is? Just tell me what time it is.
Dude.
I get. Look what.
What's your name?
Look up what time CVS closes. Look up what time CVS closes. It's 10 o'clock.
You got your ID card on you?
I didn't do anything wrong, sir. I got off work and my manager just left. His name is Mike. I'm your ride. This is my ride. Just 1 second.
Hey, you're good to go. He doesn't need a ride anymore. I'm gonna give him one. I said he called a lift or something, I think.
Yeah, well, on the left, I certainly.
Yeah, I got one for him. So you're free to go. And this one was kind of strange. So I'm passing by, I see someone singing, so I was like, I'll dip in and check who it is. As I'm pulling in, he hides behind the pole. So I'm like, that's fucking strange. So obviously I need to talk to this guy. His business is closed.
Yeah.
I go talk to him, like, hey man. And he's like, am I being detained? I said, yes, you are. You're being detained.
Yeah.
And I asked him for ID. He said he doesn't have it. So he says, my ride's here, I'm going to leave. I said, no, you're not.
Yeah.
And then I said, and that's why he was like, getting up to leave. And I pulled my taser out, and Drago started barking. I think he got a little worried, so he fucking started to comply then. But, so he's going to jail for resisting.
Where the hell's his ride?
Finally, at this point, we hear the officer verbalize to his backup officer, he's going to jail for resisting. We finally found out the reason why the officer ultimately made the decision to arrest. Now, let me back up a bit here. When you get placed officially in handcuffs and you are placed behind a patrol vehicle to sit down, go inside, you're still handcuffed, this is what I would label as, in my opinion, being under arrest because your freedom has been restricted. Now, officers, time and time again, we hear, hey, I'm just detaining this person so I can continue my investigation. But at this point, he has verbalized to this officer he's going to be arrested for the resisting arrest. So if we back up in this video, we will see that the officer, as he's placing him in handcuffs, has a hard time because he claims that this young man had moved his arm, and he claims this is resisting arrest. Now, looking at it from my criminal defense perspective, this case would certainly not stand strong in any court of law, would be my opinion. Can it be proven beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law? Certainly not the case, I would argue. I would certainly make sure that this case can find its proper solution. But in looking at it closely, we have discovered that whoever it is that, in this particular county was the decision maker, they said, hey, look, this is not a case that we are willing to prosecute. They clearly saw that this officer may have been too aggressive, potentially to the point where they realize this is not someone that we either want to sponsor as a witness in a court of law, or these actions by this young man were certainly not enough to establish resisting arrest.
All right, face the car for me, bud. Don't lean against the car so hard. I gotta check your pockets. You got anything illegal on you that you shouldn't have? You are going to jail tonight. I was pretty clear with you and cool. You don't get to tell me that you're gonna leave, okay? I told you, you asked me if you were detained. I said yes, dude. And then you decided you just want to leave and do whatever the fuck you want.
Now, defend your rights accordingly. You know them now. You've been educated on them. But think twice before you engage in a course of action. Do you want to go home, enjoy a peaceful, restful night? Or, like this young man, unfortunately, he's going to jail. Matter of fact, we look into this closely. He spent 2 nights in jail for the allegation of resisting arrest. Luckily, the prosecutor decided, hey, this is not a case that I wish to prosecute, and ultimately those allegations were officially discharged, is my understanding. However, 2 days you spent in jail, completely lost forever. My suggestion to you, make sure you think twice, make sure you're being diligent about what your rights are, exercise them carefully.
You don't have questions for me?
Do
you understand why you're getting arrested?
I was just sitting there. I got.
Do you understand why you're getting arrested?
My lift came.
I'll pull this back so you don't get too hot.
No. Put my hoodie back on.
Nope. I don't want you to overheat back here, dude. So you don't want me to explain to you? You're good? I want to explain to you. I think I dictated a little bit what was going on. You look, it was very strange, dude. Closed business. I pull up, you're hiding behind the pole. So I get out with you, okay? I asked you to identify yourself, then you asked me to detain. I tell you you are detained, okay? Because Lord and Crowley, I can investigate that. Although I'm not going to charge you with that, nor I'm going to go further in that. I'm asked you to identify yourself. If you fail to do that, I'm going to charge you with resisting, okay?
Now, after conducting further research, we have determined that this officer, in fact, has been separated from working at this particular agency. Was it due to his actions? Was it due to his aggressiveness? To potentially the excessiveness of force? That could be the case. Now, if you have any videos that you would like for me to dissect, provide my perspective as a criminal defense lawyer, I'd be more than happy to do that. Send that in. We'll take a close look and make sure that we provide our perspective. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. We'll see you on the next one.